With another E3 come and gone this year, gamers now know the full schedule of video games releasing for the rest of this year and early next year. In the first-person shooter genre, Battlefield 5 and Black Ops 4 will undoubtedly be the two big dogs going head-to-head competing for our wallets. But neither of these games is going in the direction of a modern-day shooter, which has been requested by a good portion, possibly a majority, of both their fan bases. Flip over to the smaller budget development companies, and there is one game in particular that has a massive opportunity to capitalize on this desperation from FPS fans. Insurgency Sandstorm, an upcoming tactical multiplayer shooter developed by New World Interactive. In this video, I just want to make a more chilled out discussion with you guys. I'll present the opportunity and potential this game has, and you can decide whether or not this game will be a future purchase for yourself. So the original standalone Insurgency for an indie title and an independent developer had a very good success story, selling over 5 million copies powered by the Valve Source engine. It did however have some restrictions on graphics quality since at that time the Source engine was starting to get overtaken in that category by other engines used by AAA developers. For Sandstorm however, New World Interactive have made the jump to the Unreal Engine 4, a massive upgrade. Developers will now have much more flexibility to improve off of its last presentation. Andrew Spearing, who is no longer working at the studio, but he did say during development, "We will be adding in many interactions to the environment like climbing ladders, breaching doors, and also a team-based communication system to call in a drone strike or a supply drop." So the Unreal Engine offers a great opportunity for New World to push some boundaries and allow players to be in control of the action. This is a small development company however, so in terms of the dynamic environment interactions, they will be probably very minor, like Andrew said, not on the scale of Battlefield 4 Levolution or the gadgets from Rainbow Six Siege. As for the gameplay, all I can really do is show you, but if you want a more detailed description on how it feels, then there are plenty of videos of YouTubers who got the chance to play at E3 giving out their first impressions. What to expect? Well, it's a tactical shooter, there's no minimap, so you'll have to be on high alert at all times. You die fast, there'll be recoil that you'll have to compensate for a lot, much more superior to the original Insurgency, but given of all the upgrades that the Unreal Engine 4 has now, that should come as no surprise. Vehicles will also play a small part in Sandstorm, nothing like tanks or attack helicopters, but more along the lines of pickup trucks with mounted MGs. Vehicles that can turn the tides of a battle, but can easily be countered by smart players. This is primarily though a infantry focused shooter, which New World Interactive have focused very heavily to make this game as competitively viable as possible. We can expect both ranked and social matchmaking to join on depending on the player's mood. And I believe, I could be wrong about this, but I believe that most of the game modes will be holding up to at least 16 versus 16 players. Character customization will also be a feature in this game. We are yet to see how in depth this system will be, but apparently you will have the choice to choose between a different amount of voices for your character. Not quite sure on how many, but I would imagine there would be a commendable variety. There seems to be a huge amount of weapons to choose from your primary and your secondary, and it will come with a boatload of attachments to choose from as well. Laser sights, compensators, suppressors, extended mags, etc. No doubt there will probably be plenty more added in post-release, along with some new maps and modes too. A single player campaign was originally in the works, but has recently been cancelled or pushed back, we don't know yet, due to the developers wanting to focus primarily on the multiplayer experience, so potentially we will eventually be getting a single player campaign to play as well. Insurgency Sandstorm will be releasing on the PC in September of 2018, and in early 2019 it will make its way to consoles, both Xbox One and PS4. As a console player, this is music to my ears, and it is a real opportunity for New World Interactive to blow the doors open with this one. The console version will have full mod support for players to create their own maps, and there will be no paid DLCs or season passes to worry about. Console players don't really have a lot of games like this with the exception of Rainbow Six Siege, and I personally believe that if New World can pull off the console port, I think we may have a new contender. I do wish though for this to not be another rushed out catastrophe console port like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was. Bluehole in this situation just let the game's reputation get ahead of the development process, and because of that, console players ended up furious with the end result of what they got. Sure, it's cleaned up a bit since then and it's still fun to play, but it could have been so much more smoother, and I hope that it won't be the case for Sandstorm. They aren't doing any exclusive deals with Sony or Microsoft, so there's no deadline set for them to release it, and if it so happens that they have to delay the game for a few months, then I'll be all for it. It's clear as day that gamers have been asking for a modern military shooter, and I know that there were many people that were disappointed with the likes of both Battlefield and Call of Duty that were not going in that direction for their newest games. Insurgency Sandstorm, despite being developed by a smaller company, is trying to express those requests that FPS players have been screaming out for. And the fact that it will be coming to consoles in 2019 gives New World a big chance to put their foot into the mass market of shooters. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I do quickly want to apologise for the inconsistent uploads for the last month. Just like I said in my previous video, sometimes I just lose interest. So I wanted to just make this video a bit more chilled out so I can settle in again and get my head back in the game soon, because I do have these more in-depth and bigger discussion videos that I've got planned that will be coming soon. I have Twitter as well, which I'll link in the description, where I'm going to start posting more regularly, I promise that this time, with updates on future videos and just being a bit more social. You can get to see a more personal side of me if that's what you're into. So there's a link in the description if you want to check that out, and I'll be all for that. Hope you guys understand. Thank you guys for watching the video. Be sure to let me know on how you're feeling about Insurgency Sandstorm. Is it a future purchase for you? Is it on the fence? Or is it just a complete miss out? Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a rating if you found it necessary. Take care of yourselves. Bye.